Namaste, my name is Sanat Kumar. Welcome back to the Manana Podcast. Manana is a Sanskrit word that means reflection or contemplation. In this podcast, I'll be sharing my deep, insightful reflections for you to contemplate and hence live a life of fulfillment. I hope you find great value in today's episode.
Got the title or the prompt through a book named The Pathless Path. I haven't read the book, maybe I'll read it soon. The title is very much straightforward. However, the idea outputs a lot of great reminders for all of us. This life, your life, is a journey that is without a path. What does that mean? 1. You are unique. I think this first pointer needs no explanation, but I'll still try to emphasize this point if you're not feeling like you are unique right now. Your background or your past, your current situation, your dream, your vision, your qualities, skills, people you're surrounded with, the blend of all these are variables that make you very unique, isn't it? 2. Hence, your path will be unique. Whatever you're aspiring for with respect to you and your background, it is unique, right? 3. Hence, do not try to copy-paste someone else's path on your path. 4. But that does not mean others' path or journeys are not useful or helpful to know. I've heard this many times.
I don't read any non-fiction books. They do not work for me because the author does not know my life, blah blah blah.
Books and mentor's role is very crucial. I had mentioned the same in a different analogy back in 2021. Life is like a lab to experiment. You have to try out and find out things you seek. This analogy also justifies why you shouldn't try something that you already know is dangerous. Similarly, when someone has made a manual for their experiment, we may not do the same experiment, but we can learn a lot from their experiment of how to go about our own experiment. Isn't it? At the least, we'll have a better idea of it if we know their experiments than not knowing. You'll see that the problem you're trying to solve is not so unique or novel. It's a slight variation of another's problem. 5. There's no right or wrong path. 6. Do not be afraid to go unconventional. 7. Knowing yourself is the key. When this is the case, that is, it is a pathless path, the success rate of your life in you achieving a life of fulfillment is first completely relying on you knowing yourself well enough. To create your unique path, you must know what is it that you are, what you want your life to be according to your nature for you to be fulfilled, etc. I've seen this too many times where people think they've realized something about themselves but are still doing many things for the wrong reasons. Wrong here means not what they actually intend to do with their life. Knowing yourself is the key to designing your life's path without any regrets. 8. Once you know, do. Once you know what your core most being wants, do what it tells you to do. But of course, this is dangerous advice without mentioning the previous point. You can follow your true self only when you know that is your true self that you are listening to, not your tendencies and societal impressions looping in your mind. 9. Be intentional. Constantly ensure your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned to the path you have envisioned and determined to tread on. Inculcate and eliminate thoughts, words, and actions relative to that path. 10. 2 tablespoons of surrender. Again, I am deliberately mentioning this point after the previous point because surrender without intentional leaving may be an excuse for laziness, procrastination, or inaction of any other form. However, this idea and fact that this life is a pathless path should liberate you from many situations where you get overwhelmed and stressed for reasons that are very trivial when you view it from the grand scheme of things. Here, your path. It can be anything, so why stress? If something you tried doesn't work, try something else. Hope this scratched your brain to think more about your life path and about how you can be even more intentional and then be stress-free.
I hope you received excellent value in today's episode. To know more, head over to sanatkumarnahibi.com, and if you haven't already, check out my book, The Flower of Fulfillment. Thank you for listening, and I wish you have a great day.